Hi, welcome to How We Met. I'm Sheryl Strich, and every month I interview couples who tell their story about how they met. But before we get started, I want to wish everybody a very happy, healthy, safe, and delicious holiday season. I'm very pleased to introduce Marilyn Freeman and Bill Walsh. Both Marilyn and Bill are involved in Concerned Citizens and the Democratic Club. They are both Earth Day volunteers and are member volunteers of Community Bridge Builders, where Marilyn is also the secretary. Marilyn is a member of the Garden Club, the Garden Centers Club, and takes various emeritus classes. She tries to keep fit by going to the gym, taking walks, and doing dance aerobics. In years past, she was president of the AAUW, a member of the Audubon Club, and a participant in the Emeritus Mixed Chorus. Bill is a member of the EV Car Club, a current events group, an informal film club, and a card-carrying member of the Sierra Club and Nature Conservancy. For 8 years, he's been a student in Saddleback College's advanced Spanish class, and he reads lots of books in Spanish these days. This is what's really important. From 2015 to 2018, Bill was a Third board member. He was the chairman of Third's Energy Committee when Third installed solar panels on 12 Garden Villa buildings. This currently saves $300,000 in Third's electricity bill. Thank you, Bill. Currently, he's an advisor on the GRF M&C Committee. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
I always start off with 3 questions. The first question is, where are you from?
Before we moved here or in our lives?
In your lives.
I grew up in Michigan, and I've lived in England and British Columbia, and 35 years in Seattle, Washington.
Ooh, okay. And Bill?
I born in Oregon, dragged down here to Southern California when I was 1 year old. Grew up in the San Gabriel Valley in a little town called Duarte.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Went through school through the University of California, Riverside. Immediately after graduation, joined the Peace Corps and went to Southeast Asia for 2.5 years.
Which country?
Malaysia.
Okay.
Okay.
What language do they speak?
Malay
Oh.
or Indonesian. A lot of people would know that.
Right.
And when I returned, I moved to the Bay Area and actually worked on the landscaping crew in Rossmore Leisure World when I was between 23 and 24 years old. Eventually, I left the Bay Area and went to Seattle. And I was there for 34 years.
Is that, we're not going to go to that part of the story
Well,
yet.
there's a little bit more of a story to that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
And then you wound up coming here.
And then when we retired, Marilyn actually.
Will we get to that later?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Next question. How long have you been a couple?
Over 50 years.
Long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just celebrate it? Any?
Yes, we had a big event at Clubhouse 7, and many of our relatives came and friends from Seattle, but a lot of friends from here.
Nice.
So we had a great time.
Nice. And how long have you lived in Laguna Woods?
18 years.
Oh, 18 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
Since August of 2007.
Giving you lots of time to volunteer for these committees.
Yeah, discover what's going on in the
Right,
community.
right.
And that keeps changing too.
Right. All right. How did you meet? I'm guessing it might have happened in Seattle.
That's what you might guess.
Oh.
Actually, I have friends in the Bay Area, and in 2 years, was it 2 years before you moved up to Seattle? Or
Yes,
1?
2
Anyway,
years.
2 years before he moved up to Seattle, I went to the Bay Area with a friend who had known him from the Peace Corps, and this friend said, "You have to meet Bill Walsh." And I went, "Oh." And so we went to Bill Walsh's place in Oakland, and I met him, and we went out to a Basque restaurant for a meal.
Was it just you and him?
No, a whole group of
okay.
people, all of his friends and some of mine. And we had a great dinner, and then did you drive me to the airport or something?
I drove you
Yes.
to the airport.
And then 2 years later, he moved up to Seattle.
So, had you been in touch between then?
No.
Oh.
It was a total
No,
surprise.
not at all.
Oh, Okay, so what happened when you, okay, so you moved to Seattle.
So I went to Seattle to see my friend from the Peace Corps.
Okay.
And he says, you remember Marilyn? We should go visit her. And then the rest is history, as they say.
So then you stayed in Seattle?
I stayed in Seattle
You gave up your job in San Francisco?
What I did is I was working on the landscape crew, and that job kind of just went away.
Okay.
And I thought, I'll just hop in my 66 yellow VW and head north. I have relatives in Oregon,
Right.
and so I stopped along the way, had a nice journey, and wound up in Seattle, never thinking that I wouldn't return to the Bay Area.
Oh, is that interesting? That's fun. Okay, so he called you. What did you think?
Well, he and his friend came over,
Right.
and I was living in a group housing situation then, and he was looking really good. I said, maybe this means something.
Oh boy.
All right.
He still looks good.
Yes, he does. So, okay, so he came over and
Well, we just, there were a bunch of us always doing things together. And then eventually I kind of tricked him into thinking that he had come up for me.
how long did that take?
What, a few months?
I came.
slow on the
I got there on
July?
on Memorial Day,
Okay.
Oh.
and by Labor Day we
Wait,
had
what-
hooked up.
What year was this?
It was 1974.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So you just missed the bicentennial in San Francisco.
Oh yes.
I was there for that.
Oh really? Okay.
It was the foggiest. They had all these fireworks scheduled, beautiful fireworks, and just as they were about to go off, the fog rolled in.
Oh yes, of course. Right.
My typical San Francisco story.
Mark Twain was right.
Right. Right, and you're never so cold as you were in summer in San Francisco.
Right.
All right, so then you took a couple of months for him to get into the program, right? And then how long?
We got married in the following March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you stayed in Seattle.
Yes.
Yes.
For 30-some more years.
And what did you? So you moved to Seattle without a job.
That's
I
right.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what did you do?
Well, the first thing I did was actually not a job. I signed up for a wilderness travel course so I could do mountaineering in the Cascades, which are totally different environment than down here in Southern California.
Right.
But I took a job working, of all things, in a lunch and recreation program for senior citizens.
That must have been very helpful.
It was one of the best jobs I ever had because the people were so marvelous. And the city of Seattle had worked together with their recreation department and opened up the lunchrooms in several elementary schools all through Seattle because they had the kitchens and they prepared meals for the kids.
Yes.
So after the kids ate and had recess and went back to class, the seniors would come.
Oh.
And it would give them lunch,
Right.
and the recreation department people would come in and put together recreation programs, including tours and stuff like that. I mean, we'd go up to Rama.
So not in the school itself, but
it was outside of the school, right?
Did
And
the kids ever interact with the older people?
Oh, a little bit, but not much. I think the older people would have liked more of that, but I think that the school also was trying to do its business,
Right.
its business. So.
What about you, Marilyn?
Well, I kept going back to school. I went up there because I was a librarian, I went up there to work in the library. And then I got really bored. So then I said, some friends said, well, you should take this group therapy class. And then I ended up getting a degree in educational psychology.
Okay.
But I worked for a private nonprofit youth serving agency, and it was a very stressful job. I was the CEO, and I had to raise money. And so it was stressful. I did okay, but then I got burnt out.
Yeah.
And then all I wanted to do was to pick dead leaves off of plants and water them if they needed it. So I ended up going to horticulture programs at a community college. Then I got a degree in landscape architecture. But I never worked in landscape architecture itself. I worked as a regional planner for natural resources.
Okay.
So I've been an environmentalist all my life, but that really clinched it.
And what were you doing when Bill came to Seattle? What job?
You were
was
going to
it?
school, no?
Yeah, I had just started the Ed Psych program
Okay.
at
All right.
at UW.
Okay, all right. Whoa, you guys are really interesting. And okay, so here you are. You both retired. Okay, and then you went on to other jobs in Seattle.
Right. I programmed computers for 30 years for Boeing,
Okay,
a
all right.
Boeing commercial airplane
right.
company.
Okay, all right. And then what made you decide to come to Laguna Woods?
Oh, well, I was getting too cold in Seattle. It wasn't even the rain, it was just I was so cold all
Right.
the time.
Right.
And we had this huge house that was expensive to heat. So I had a big garage sale, got rid of 2/3 of our stuff, and said, I'm going to move to a warm climate. And guess where that turned out to be?
Right.
And I had already known about Leisure World because he had worked.
Oh, you moved here when it was Leisure World.
Well, no, he had worked for
Right.
Leisure World up in
Walnut Creek.
Walnut
Right,
Creek.
right. But it was Leisure World when you moved here.
Not quite, it was just switching over.
No, I think it was it? I think it was.
Well, I remember looking it up on the internet, and I looked under Leisure World, and then all of a sudden I saw the name Laguna Woods.
Oh, okay.
And so it was right on the cusp.
Okay.
So when you were going to school, you were working,
Right.
and then you were working.
Yeah,
and
then
you
we-
were working.
Yeah, we worked a lot.
Wow. Okay. So, ooh, that's really hard work, hard life.
That's right.
But you know, the nice thing is, when we were working, it was 9 to 5. It wasn't 24 hours.
Right.
You know, where you could, when you came home, you were home. You couldn't do work.
Not totally.
Oh, because you were doing.
There were many nights at 2 o'clock in the morning I had a call that the computer system was down.
Oh.
I would have to hop into my car.
Right.
And back in those days, you couldn't work from home. You didn't have the networking that
Right.
you have today.
Right.
And so
Right.
you would have to go in, diagnose the problem, and sometimes I wouldn't get back home till 5 the next day.
And then you had to go to work.
And then I just went right back. I just stayed at work and do that. But yeah, when you're Boeing ran 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you don't want to let the factory not be able to work if the program is not working. So
Anyway, thanks so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
If you'd like to come on to the show, email us at lwvcouples@gmail.com. Include your name, phone number, and email address, and brief description of your story.